G'day, my name's Adam Hills. Welcome to Spicks and Specks, the music quiz show that is looking forward to going on a summer holiday. Our two team captains each and every week are actor and comedian Alan Bro and Triple J's Miff Warhurst. Alan's first guest tonight is regarded as one of the leading cellists of her generation. She's performed alongside Lou Reed, been featured on the soundtrack for the movie Master and Commander, and was principal cello for the Australian Chamber Orchestra. It's a pleasure to welcome to the show Emma Jane Murphy. Alan's second team member is a comedian who was part of the crew that gave us The Panel, The Castle, The D-Generation and Frontline, and who was once locked in a radio studio by federal police because Bros were in the building. He was never more thankful in his life. He's Santo Cilauro. Thank you. Miss first guest tonight is an actor, presenter and the former lead singer of Australian Crawl, who has given us such songs as Reckless, Beautiful People, Errol and Boys Light Up. He's back with a new album called Every Man a King. Please welcome James Rain. Thank you. Miss' final guest is a comedian that has appeared on more episodes of this show than anyone else. It's entirely possible the next series will be called Spicks and Specks and Hamish. Please welcome Hamish Blake. Now, Santo, I believe you've brought something along for us tonight.
I just figured that a lot of people would think, what does this guy know about music? Well, just to prove that I am a musicologist, I've brought my entire music collection, OK? In my portable music device, which I call the iCrate. Technically, it's not music, it's Uri Geller. And strangely enough, it's two copies of Uri Geller. Johnny LaPiccolo here, who became Johnny St. Peters. Do you remember Johnny St. Peters?
Oh, yeah.
Dave? Yeah, he became, yeah. Johnny LaPiccolo, that's him, if you look carefully.
Hang on, John St. Peters?
That's John St. Peters.
That's John St. Peters.
Yeah.
In fact, he's doing gigs at the moment. He's around as John St. Peters, not as Johnny LaPiccolo.
Yeah, he's got rid of the piano accordion now, I hope. But this is my favourite is the Shags.
Oh, that's a brilliant record.
It's a good record.
My Pal Foot, one of the most awful songs of all time.
And they're fair income, aren't they?
Yeah, they are fair income.
Yeah.
My Pal Foot?
Yeah. Honestly, they can't play their instruments. They cannot keep time. It is the most extraordinary record you'll ever hear, but they've actually got their own rhythm going on. And they were three girls, all sisters, who... was it three? Yeah. And their father thought they were gifted.
Were they gifted in having to wear a helmet when you leave the house?
Yeah. Betty, Helen and Dorothy Wiggin are the Shags. That's who they are. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
And by the looks of them, probably ironic that they were called the Shags. Let's get into round one. Our first game tonight is called Know Your Product. Each team captain picks a topic. Everybody will be quizzed on that topic. Your choices tonight are piano, guitar,
Go.
bass,
Yeah! Fill in it!
and drums. Alan, which topic do you want?
Oh, we'll have piano. None of us have any experience with the piano, do we?
Go for it.
OK, piano.
Piano, Miff?
Guitar.
Sure. Guitar,
Done.
good.
Excellent.
OK.
We'll start with piano. Everyone on your buzzers. Let's play Spicks and Specks. Your first question for 1 point. How many keys are there on the majority of grand pianos?
Just one, the one to open up the lid.
Yes, does anyone want to improve on that?
88.
88 is the answer I was looking for. Well played. Next question for 2 points. Considered the most gifted pianist of his time, who is this and which humorous jazz great said of him, I only play piano, but tonight God is in the house?
Art Tatum.
It is indeed Art Tatum. And who said of him, I only play piano, but tonight God is in the house?
Billy Joel?
This side?
Fats Wallace.
Fats Waller. Well done, James. 1 point each. Finally, for 3 points, listen to and name these three famous piano songs.
Chopin, Minute Waltz.
Yes.
The last one was, I believe, Music Box Dancer. Is that the name of it?
It most certainly is. That was by Frank
middle
Mills.
Minute Waltz by Chopin.
Minute Waltz.
That's Hold Music. That's the energy company. I can't remember the name.
I'm guessing it's probably the Minute Waltz by Chopin, not.
Okay.
And the last,
The first one was?
The Entertainer by Scott Joplin.
Oh, 3 points out of 3. Well played. Now, you asked Emma Jane at the beginning if she knew anything about pianos. I know harpsichord is slightly different. But yes, I know that story about the harpsichord.
Yeah, so do I. Oh,
You played for royalty. You've played for the Queen a number of times.
But this wasn't the Queen that time, it was another member, and we were in Buckingham Palace and we just finished playing, we were having drinks and so on, and this member came up and started talking about this beautiful harpsichord which was in the room, and it was very ornate and very beautiful, and he was saying, oh, you know, it doesn't get used very much, and talking like this, and I was saying, well, you know, don't chuck it out because it's really nice, and he sort of went and walked off, and then his, I don't know, friend or whoever looks after him came up and said, that was a gift from the French court to Queen Victoria. And I'm like,
So it's not
Don't
something
chuck it out.
you don't put it out on Hard Rubbish Day. Imagine if they put it out on Hard Rubbish Day and someone from another royal family came and got it.
Right, let's move on to guitar. Your first question. This is the late, great Lobby Lloyd. Which of the following bands did he never play with? The Stilettos, the Purple Hearts, the Wild Cherries, the Coloured Balls, the Aztecs, Rose Tattoo, or Pseudo Echo?
I don't think he played with Pseudo Echo.
He definitely did not play with Pseudo Echo. Well done, Nick. For 2 points. Have a look at this. This is Let My Baby Ride. I need 2 things. The Mississippi Bluesman playing and the name of the record label that made him a popular artist in the 90s.
That's R.L. Burnside, and he was signed to Fat Possum.
Yes, he was. 2 points,
wow.
Smith. Well played.
I like
For 3 points, flamenco music is said to be expressed through 3 forms: cante, baile and toque. What do cante, baile and toque mean?
Ballet
Yep.
is like so head movement and swishing and stuff.
Yep.
Cante
Yep.
is stamping.
Yeah.
Foot stamping. Clapping would be one.
Yep.
And swishing.
So you've gone that cante, baile and toque mean stamping, clapping and swishing. I don't think anyone here is going to be shocked when I say that's not right.
Adam, could you just swish over here because I believe these people know.
Ballet over there.
Santo.
Well, cante is singing.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and ballet is dancing.
Yes, it is.
So it's the taco, which is the...
So maybe it is
I like
tapping.
swishing, it's good.
Oh, maybe
Singing, yeah.
music, as in guitar. Guitar,
Drugs.
if you want to use the technical term.
Oh my God, Hamish, you're right.
Singing guitar and...
That would probably be...
Cante is singing. Baile is dancing. Toque is literally touch, but it is the playing of the guitar. So basically it's singing, dancing and touching, which is Saturday night in any Australian nightclub, really. Now, before we do go on with the show, something happened beforehand and I feel kind of bad about it. James said to me before the show, mate, if you want to make fun of anything that I did in the 80s, if you want to talk about anything, you know, feel free to go to town. I can take it. I can take the abuse. And I feel kind of bad because we're not actually going to make fun of you.
Oh, OK.
Because we already have. In so many other shows.
Oh, yes, you were telling me that's right.
We have covered, as anyone must, the often repeated joke of not being understand what you were saying.
Oh, yes.
Not being
I'm
able
sure,
to understand what you were saying. And I believe you were part of the D generation that...
Oh, there's a statute of limitations about this, surely. That's a long time ago.
you guys did sketches.
Oh, yeah, I believe we did.
Which you sent up, James.
I think there was actually one that I was sent the copy because you have to... if someone does a parody of a song you've done, you have to actually OK it. Doesn't matter how cruel or vicious it may be.
So do you feel like, even if you really hate it and you go, oh, that's just awful, but in order to kind of sort of save yourself, do you go, yeah, no worries, you can do
Right, no,
better?
I've always had the attitude of, you know, I think you put your head out there, you're right for it getting knocked off on occasion, you know, or at least getting a smack around the back of the head at least.
But also it's cool because it means you're part of the public, the popular consciousness. Because if they're doing parodies of you,
Sure, but
you're obviously doing
I like
something
that.
right.
That's a nice interpretation. I'll take that.
And the other thing we brought up about the Australian Crawl Days especially is there's a line, the lady she's so corseted, the garden, it is dorseted.
The garden, it was dorseted. The lady, she's so corseted is how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, there was the Dorset Gardens Hotel, which is one of those perennial places where everyone used to do gigs all the time.
Right.
And Because I want to put the lady was corseted, that was the only word I could think of. It was Dorset Gardens, it was Australian, you know.
All right, after that round, let's check the scores. Dead set even. Miff, James, Hamish on 6 points. Alan, Emma, Jane, Santo also 6 points.
Nice. Given that we knew nothing about the
All right, round 2 is called 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Each team will be told a true musical story with 3 possible endings. You have to tell me the correct ending. Miff, James and Hamish, here is your story. In 1979, drummer Carl Burns left John Lydon's band Public Image Limited after A, bass player Jar Wobble set him on fire midway through the recording of a track, B, being told that he would be required to perform naked during an upcoming tour, or C, stealing all of the band's equipment, pawning it and losing the proceeds at a Greyhound track. One of those is true. Which one?
I do like the fact that if he set on fire midway through recording a track, you'd leave. But he'd set me on fire any other time. It's fine. Don't worry
That's
about
right.
it. Yeah.
And if that actually happened, you're just wondering whether someone in the band was actually going, look, Carl Burns.
I love the idea of losing all your money at the doggies, though. It's so un-rock and roll, really, isn't it?
It is.
You sort of can't imagine your great rock and roll stars heading off to the dogs.
It'd take a lot of...
Maybe you could actually, Keith Richards. I'd see him at the doggy track.
Yep.
It would take a lot of courage.
I think so, and I think being told you were going to do the tour naked, they'd go, OK.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's
Did you not get out? We requested that.
It's
That's
not
part
unusual.
of it.
Right.
And he's a drummer.
For those guys, it wouldn't be unusual going, well, so what? Yeah.
So, what do you reckon?
I just don't think it's B.
OK.
I'll go A or C.
I reckon he wouldn't have got upset with A.
Nah.
Go C.
Stuff like that probably happens all the time. We'll go C.
You're going C?
Yes.
The correct answer is Carl Burns left John Lydon's band Public Image Limited after A, bass player Jar Wobble set him on fire midway through the recording of a track.
Just a bit of a sook then, isn't he, really?
Alan, Emma, Jane and Santo, here is your fact. According to his autobiography, supersized singer Meatloaf has had 3 near-death experiences, including one time at high school when he, A, was hit in the head by a 5-kilo shot put, B, started choking during an annual clam eating contest, or C, suffered a massive heart attack during a game of dodgeball.
See, I reckon he'd be too young to suffer a massive heart attack during a game of dodgeball.
I agree with that.
Plus, you wouldn't play game of dodgeball when you're that
And,
big.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm not-
Because you'd be
I
pretty...
don't know whether he was that big when he was
No.
little.
Oh, really?
As
No.
in big when he was little.
But you're right, though. If he
you know-
was that big at school, dodging's going to be really hard. A eating contest, to the best of my knowledge, is about getting as much in as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So even though they're slippery, if you're shoving clams into your mouth at a rate of knots, there might be some sort of clam jam in your throat. And suddenly you just realise, I've got too many clams in my mouth. Not a thing that you often think, I'm sure. And you just go, oh. So I reckon it's possible.
It was. I think I read somewhere that he was like a sporting kind of youth. So I'm just thinking that perhaps... That's why I was thinking dodgeball and the shot put probably make the most sense. I'm going for A. I reckon it would be
I'm going
A.
for A.
We'll go with A, Adam.
You'll go with A?
Oh, that didn't look good, did it?
The correct answer is Meatloaf had a near-death experience, including one time in high school when he, A, was hit in the head by a 5-kilo shot.
Great.
His other near-death experiences included being in the backseat of a car that ran off the road and suffering a near heart attack on stage in which he staggered towards the audience before collapsing, which meant that everyone in the front 3 rows also had a near-death experience. All right, at the end of that round, the scores are Miff, James, Hamish on 6 points, Alan, Emma, Jane, Santo, 7 points. All right, this round is called Sample Mania. Each team are going to hear short snippets of songs. Without taking notes, you have to identify as many of those songs as you can. Alan, Emma, Jane, Santo, you're up first. Here are your songs.
Starry, starry night. You do you still feel the pain? They were shining there for you and me. Cilauro night, and that's a little long. Yes, well, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
Daniel.
Yep.
Vincent.
Yes.
Yep.
Fernando.
Yes. And then the hard ones. That rappy one.
That probably gives you a clue, being that it's Vincent, Daniel, Fernando.
So what's the M&M one?
Mickey, you're so
Nicky.
far.
Yes.
And the M&M one is Stan.
Let's listen back to them.
Starry, starry night.
Vincent by Don McLean. Daniel, Elton John. Fernando by ABBA. Mickey by Tony Basil. Stan by Eminem, 5 points out of 5.
Nothing wrong.
No, we can't.
Vincent, by the way, was written by Don McLean about Vincent van Gogh, which is why when you listen to it, it only comes out of one of your speakers.
Nice. The only thing that makes me angry is you've been saving that quality gear until the last show.
Miff, James and Hamish. Here are your songs.
There's nothing I can do to keep I'm not the world's most physical guy. You can't say we never tried.
Very hits.
Angie.
Yep.
Lola.
Yep.
What was the one we said before, Lola?
Oh, God, my brain stopped.
Hosanna.
Rosanna. Yeah, that's
Rosanna.
Not Hosanna. Slightly biblical version.
Kylie, Sharon.
Ladies' names.
Nah, we've
No
forgotten
one?
the first two.
Got the last three.
Gone.
I'm going to open it up to this side if you know the first two.
First one was Delilah.
And the second one was...
A girl's name.
Black Betty.
Oh, I know. Jolene.
All right, let's have a listen back to them all. That was Delilah, Tom Jones, so a point for Santo. Jolene, Dolly Parton. Hosanna by Tom.
In Chelsea.
Spanish version.
Lola by the Kinks. And Angie by the Rolling Stones. 4 points on this side, 1 point on that side. At the end of that round, the scores are Miff, James, Hamish on 10 points. Alan, Emma, Jane, Santo still out in front, 13 points. This round is called cover versions. One member of each team has to draw song titles for their teammates without using words or numbers. Your teammates have to identify the songs. James will be drawing first for Miss and Hamish. I will grab a pen if you'd like to come up to the board.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Rain. Back opens up. That is yours. Right, no words, letters or numbers. Here is your first song so you can have a quick, sneaky look.
Oh, my goodness.
Your time
Okay.
starts now.
What have we got there? We've got a...
This is too obvious. I'll
Piano,
do
Piano Man, Keys to My Heart, Key Largo. Oh, I have to pass, I reckon.
Maybe Elephant Walk.
Oh, I'm so sad to say you're going to have
What
to pass on
elephant?
that. Dear, we'll come back to that.
Elephant.
Next one.
Shiny, happy people.
No.
That's a little man.
He's a little man. He's a child.
And
Smoking
he
child.
is-
Smoking child is a good child.
Imagine
no, it's
that
not.
there were more of
Tiny
them.
Smoking Boys by Queen.
Boys.
Boys line up.
Boys line up. Okay.
Oh,
that's
excellent.
That is something. It's a horse.
Yeah, a horse.
It's a man on a horse.
Oh no! What is he doing to that horse?
Him,
He's in
Riders on
heaven.
the Storm.
Riders on the Storm.
Very
Exactly.
What's that? That's a...
Beds and bed.
Yeah. Beds are burning.
Beds are burning? No. Beds are. We're all sleeping in bed.
Sleep, eye, bed.
Bed eye. Red eye. There's a giant eye at the end of my bed. Why won't it close? Come to bed eyes.
I can't.
Bed eye.
Bedroom eyes.
Bedroom eyes.
What is that? Oh, that's a...
Yep.
Penny,
Is he on a coin? Just move your right foot if he's on a coin. Yes. Head on my shoulders.
What?
Head on my shoulders.
Very close.
Coin head on my
Put your
shoulder.
head on my
Put your head on my shoulder. Miff's got it. Let's just go back to this. Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah.
With the oh.
So I didn't want to give
That's
kids
great.
ideas that you can make pianos from elephants. You knew full well what it was.
Can I just go back to this for a second? You should all be ashamed of yourself. 4 points for James Rain. Great work. Santo, you'll be drawing for Alan and Emma Jane. Ladies and gentlemen, Santo Cilauro. There's your first one. Your time starts now.
It's a street rainbow connection.
Yes, it is. Rainbow Connection, Kermit the Frog. Well done, Alan.
Box, cigar,
Boys light up.
ash, ashes to ashes.
Ashes to Ashes, David Bowie. This is pretty impressive.
hairy dreadlock holiday.
Yes, Dreadlock Holiday.
Wichita Line. Try Telephone Line by Electric Light Orchestra.
It is Telephone Lines by
sorry.
ELO.
Date? No.
What's oh yeah, what
A dog.
dog?
That's interesting. Dogs.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Why?
Well, something about dogs.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dog out?
Man.
God.
Alien. Oh God.
It's a soft
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Devil. Devil Bohemian Rhapsody. Devil Monkey. This monkey's gone to heaven. Shock the Monkey by Peter Gabriel.
Shock the Monkey by Peter Gabriel. I reckon you give him that. Which meant 6 points for Santo Cilauro.
Yes, well played.
At the end of that round, the scores are Miff, James, Hamish on 14 points. Alan, Emma Jane, Santo out in front, 19 points.
We've got a bit of...
Right, it's time for the final countdown. Teams, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for a wrong answer. Your questions start now. In which rock band would you find singer Shirley Manson?
Garbage.
No, it's true.
Bang! Still more great gear coming out. Yeah, give it up.
Stopping. Which two members of Fleetwood Mac are featured on 1977's Rumours album cover?
Stevie Nicks.
Yep.
And
Mick Fleetwood.
Yeah, talk to the guy that's worked in FM radio. True or false? Eric Clapton is credited on the liner notes for the Dire Straits album Brothers in Arms.
I think it's true.
The rest of the question was for lending Mark Knopfler a guitar.
Definitely true.
It was true. Well played.
Nice.
I meant that. Thank you.
Who is the Russian composer who included an arrangement of the song Tea for Two in a ballet score?
Well, this is going to be good.
Hamish?
Yeah, hang on. I think Tchaikovsky is it seems like he's sort of caper.
Stop. It was Shostakovich.
Oh.
Again, I challenge.
In which heavy metal band would you find Lars Ulrich?
Metallica.
Metallica, indeed. Who was the lead singer of UK outfit Simple Minds?
Jim Kerr.
Yes, it is.
Good on you.
Have a listen to this. Name the song.
Always look on the bright side of life. by
Always
Monty
look on the
Python.
bright side of life from Monty Python. Well played. According to the song Wanted Dead or Alive, what was John Bon Jovi?
I'm a cowboy.
Silver Horse?
I'm a steel horse.
A steel horse?
Wanted, dead or alive.
The question was, what was John Bon Jovi riding? A steel horse is the correct answer.
Oh, well done.
Which melodramatic German composer once said, music should strike fire from the heart of man and bring tears from the eyes of women?
Wagner?
It was Beethoven. In which rock band of the 60s and 70s would you have found Stu Cook, Doug Clifford?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Exactly. And your final question, starting with F, what type of dance is mentioned in the songs The Message?
The froggy dance.
What? At what point did Grandmaster Flash mention the froggy dance? The rest of the question was going to be, what type of dance is mentioned in the songs The Message by Grandmaster Flash, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody and Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale? It was the...
Oh, Fandango.
It was the
That's what I
Fandango.
forget.
At the end of the show, the final scores were Miff, James, Hamish ended up on 17 points, but Alan, Emma, Jane, Santo won the day with 21 points. Would you please thank all our guests for tonight's show, Emma Jane Murphy, Santo Cilauro, James Rain and Hamish Blake. And of course, our two team captains, Alan Bro and Miff Warhurst. Now, earlier in the show, we talked briefly about flamenco music, so we'd like to leave you tonight with a flamenco performance by Ate Canela. Keep an eye out for the singing, dancing and touching. Thanks for watching Spicks and Specks. My name's Adam Hills. Good night, Australia.
Hola, Ricardo. cómo se lo montan, primo por fiesta. Allá a escuchar que te canela cómo se lo montan, primo por fiesta. Era ese triste palacio donde 100 príncipes soñaron con la gloria, donde 100 reyes soñaron con el amor y despertaron llorando. Era ese triste palacio donde 100 príncipes soñaron con la gloria, donde 100 reyes soñaron con el amor y despertaron llorando. Vamos allá, ole. ¡Vamos a!